It's time now for Showbiz on the Pulse. 3 Ghanaian celebrities behind bars in less than a week. The latest to face the law is rapper Medical, known in private life as Samuel Edufrimpong, who has been remanded in police custody for 5 days for brandishing a gun on social media. You should tell where the energy is coming from right now. Mapito Sivide is here, the industry player. How are you doing?
I'm all right.
She was in court today for JoyNews. What really transpired in court today, Mapito?
All right, so I started at the Accra Regional Headquarters. I was there for an hour waiting to hear which court Medical will be taken to. And it seemed like there was a back and forth. After an hour, he was then released. We went to the Accra Circuit Court. When we got there, we waited about an hour because they were still trying to decide which court was going to handle the case. All right, so now let's talk about his charge. So he was charged with an unlawful display of arms and ammunition.
Okay.
And now he is to spend 5 days in prison custody. So he's remanded for 5 days. So he's going to spend that in Ankafo, which is in the central region.
Too bad.
Yeah, too bad. And Shatawale is also in the same prison.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe they will do a collabo for us.
Yeah, so, you know, a lot of people on Twitter say that there might be a concert at Ankafo prison tonight or tomorrow. Shatawale headlining alongside.
You need a ticket.
Your ticket is to commit a crime. Commit a crime, and the IGP will gladly take you there.
And you can have and you can feel because you pay a lot of money to watch these two people.
Exactly.
I mean, when they are performing, now you have them free of charge.
You have them free of charge.
Just commit a crime and try them,
Yeah, but Fela Makafui was there.
Okay.
And who's the wife, and she's an actress. And if you're looking at, because I was there yesterday when Shatawale was sent to court, and you're looking at the atmosphere today when Medical was sent to court, it was totally different. Yeah. Okay. So Medical, it was just the wife, the mother, and his boys.
You didn't see the huge crowd that greeted yesterday's proceedings in court. Wow. Yeah, so it was calm. It was just his boys, his wife, and his mother. And no sights, no fans in sight. And it was, I mean, it was just like a very different, like juxtaposition of Shatawale's free Shatawale chanting, and also silence for Medical. And that's why it's very important to surround yourself with like people who always support you and protect you in everything that you do, because on your screens right now is Medical's boys, right? And they have surrounded him. So they've created a human fence around him. And they have covered his arms or his hands that were handcuffed with a cloth so that the media doesn't get a hold of that. Yeah, so they were just trying to protect his image as much as possible, which I think this is something Medical should like watch out for. Like that. These are people who have my back. Yeah, people who are with me. But it's so sad because I'm told he had a show with Kevin Boy. Yeah. But that has been cancelled. I'm told Kevin Boy posted that on social media.
Yeah, so on Twitter, Kevin Boy posted that unfortunately that concert will not come on, and the concert was supposed to be in Senyani, like you rightly said. So unfortunately, it won't come on.
It won't come on. What are people saying on Twitter?
So people on Twitter, #Free Shatawale is still trending. People still wants the release of the Shatta, the King of Shatta movement. We'll get those tweets on your screens. But I mean, it's been a tough week for the entertainment industry.
And I think, do we have any updates on Funny Face as well?
Funny Face was suggested that he should be taken to a psychiatric hospital. Yeah, so he's been taken to the psychiatric hospital.
So currently he's still at the psychiatric hospital. He himself admits that he has some challenges up there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's Funny Face. He's currently going under evaluation. Medical and Shatawale. Medical for 5 days and Shatawale for 7 days at the Ankafo prison. Yeah.
And of course, Medical was seen dropping a bag in the police van that transported Medical. I mean, Fela Makafui is the one who dropped that bag. In the van that transported Medical, you saw it. What do you suspect it was?
Well, so what's this called? Fela Makafui had a sling bag, and in that sling bag was a brown envelope.
Okay.
A brown envelope. So she was about to open the bag
and take the envelope for him.
Yeah, take something out. When someone next to her advised her not to do it, instead to put the handbag in the car.
Okay.
And then if she was counting something or if she was looking for something, it's better she does it away from the media.
Public.
Yeah, the public or the media.
Okay.
Because at that moment, a lot of cameras were surrounding her. She to herself, like on your screens right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you won't be able to see it, but like she even got upset and pissed. Yeah, like Munjai, like stop.
Well, I mean, the camera people.
The camera people, yeah. So like, Adeng, why do you keep on like following me around? Yeah. So she was clearly frustrated. From the police station, she was frustrated, and these are some of Medical's friends, and the lawyer was also there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there's been, I know there's been series of funds out there, free Shatawale, free. Do we have any of anything like that for Medical?
Right now, no.
Okay, so free Shatawale.
Yeah, so
I think on Twitter it's still Shatawale who is topping now. Fela McCarthy is also trending.
So free MDK
and then
has
free
also
MDK has popped up and it's also trending.
Yeah.
All right.
So I think
can we read a few of the messages on Twitter? Okay, do that for us.
All right. So this is from Prince David, who says sad scenes as rapper Medical leaves the court premises to begin his 5-day prison remand sentence. All right.
This is from Contractor.
From Contractor, who says, first, let me hail the Ghana Police Service for keeping crime so low in Ghana that they're arresting social media, and Shatawale is a big deal. These men harm no one, so hashtag free Shatawale to live his dream and do the work God puts him here for. Hashtag reggae vaccine. At Manuel Kofi says, this is not what will convince us Ghanaians that you're working at GB. Arresting Shatawale Medical over flimsy issues is not the real work. Go and rather get the dangerous criminals who are robbing people on the streets of Achimota and Waisha with motorbikes. And this
it's
one,
hashtag free Shatawale as well.
Shatawale. From Kwakese, now dear man for day Gio. I know one self free self. Yeah. Anyway, hashtag free medical. But also yesterday he did tweet that I hope they don't, the same thing they did to me, I hope they don't do to Shatawale. This was yesterday. Free
From
Shatawale from Kwakese. Yeah.
Okay. And there was one there from Shatawale Ba. I'm so much interested in that one, but they took it off. Can we see that?
All right. So this one says, how can someone be arrested for fighting for his freedom at Shatawale GH Jade with your hashtag free Shatawale, the world's boss? And a lot of his, the members of the Shatta movement are asking, each other to please drop a motivational song from Shatawale. Let us motivate each other since our king is in prison or, in custody. So let us motivate one another and keep the spirits alive.
Wow.
Yeah.
And for me, it will be nice to hear from these duo. If they do a collabo from wherever they are. To tell people that wherever we are, we still have the energy. We're still keeping it positive. Yeah. Well, I know there are a lot of other things happening in the entertainment world. What are those things? All
right. As you've probably noticed, the sun has been getting a lot hotter, and that's because of climate change. And a lot of people feel like that climate change is not a real thing. But we have some fashionistas and exhibitors who want to show you that climate change is a real thing, and they're trying to address it, but in the best way they know how to. Okay. And they put up a fashion show. So here are the highlights.
Enjoy. Say I smile too much. I'm way too much. I'm too spiritual. I'm cool tempered. They say my dance is silly. My girls are easy. I love my soul. And my ladies taste like sugar. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in Ghana. I'm made in Enjoy it. Say I smile too much. I'm way too hot. I'm too spiritual. I'm cool tempered. They say my dance is silly. My girls are easy. I love my soul. And my ladies taste like shoe.
Gone. And when we go, our idea is to use the climate clock to bring attention to the fact that climate change is happening here and now. And if we think we have time, we have only 7 years to turn our deadline into a lifeline, to shift away from fossil fuel and livestock farming and bad habits to climate smart habits, and make sure that we can begin to use our creativity, our music and our activities to bring attention to renewable energy, which is the energy of life. So that's what we've been doing so far.
Has the Ghanaian populace gotten the message of the climate change?
Not at all, not at all, not at all. The message is still at the stakeholder level. But that's why I'm here. I promise that I'm going to use my social media pages to bring attention to it. But you should see that the conversation is still at the stakeholder level because of two things. Because even though we are teaching climate change in schools, once you are done with school, you pass, you throw it away and move on to how to find food to eat. So our leaders, with me inclusive, we have a job to do to make sure that we put billboards in town, to put radio jingles, I'm going to do the music videos, to bring the conversation, give it to civic education, to run the climate change conversation like we are protecting ourselves from COVID-19, because I think the conversation is even far more important than COVID-19. But look at the attention that we put in COVID-19 and the attention that we put in climate conversation. So we need to amp it. We need to amp it.
Do you think that climate change should be part of our school teaching subject with the younger age?
Well, they are already teaching it in schools, and when you look at the cultural studies books, the science books, all the books, the climate change conversation is there. But I think that we used to drive it with the nation's force, you know, and I know that.
All right, so that's Ochirama Kwame, who is ambassador for climate change, and let's all this weekend try to, take better choices in regards to our fossils and our recycling and this thing. That's it for Let's Talk Showbiz, please. Aisha, today is Friday, baby. Where are we going? What's it there?
Max will kill me. Me too.
Where are we going?
You tell me. You know all the corners.
Don't worry, I'll tell you.
Okay, we'll have that discussion after this.